Welcome to Shom Machshava on the Daf. Shir sponsor Lui Nishma Asar B'Yakashom Le'Abbas Yitzchok. We're starting a new Masechta, Maseches Makos, which the beginning of the Masechta discusses Eidim Zomemim. And the Gemara in the base, the end of Amud Aleph, wants to bring a Kal V'chomer that Eidim Zomemim of Ben Grusha will not become Ben Grusha, because a Kohen himself, who causes his kids to be Ben Grusha, doesn't become Ben Grusha. It's Zomemim who just attempted to make a Ben Grusha. Of course, he won't become Ben Grusha. So it says the Gemara, top Amud base, according to the explanation of Rashi, but that's the whole Eidim Zomemim is based on this fact that when they were successful in their attempt, they don't get punished. But only when they were not successful, they just attempted to do it, they get punished. And Rashi brings the idea, the concept, the Makos of Kaasher Zamam v'lo Kaasher also. You punish Eidim Zomemim only when he attempted to do it. Now he was actually successful. Interesting to point out that this lashon is not brought down in the Gemara. It's a lashon of Rashi. Rashi brings this Makos Kaasher Zamam v'lo Kaasher also, which is not mentioned in the Gemara, just referred to in the Gemara. So Rashi points out that Hey Amud base. And the Gemara Daf Hey asks, what about Kal V'chomer? If when he had just attempted to do it, he's punished. So when he actually did it, when the Eidim Zomemim went and he was successful in his edus, of course will he be punished. So Gemara Daf Hey Amud base said, Ein onshim min adin. I can't say based on Kal V'chomer. So let's be ma'ayin a little bit, and it's going to serve as a good opening, a good psicho to the Masechta. What's the idea that Eidim Zomemim is punished only when he attempted to do something, but now he is actually successful to do it? So the Ramban in Chumash, in the Varim Perek Yotes, Pasuk Yotes, says the famous Nekudo that's recorded in many Sfarim, that we have the concept of Kiloi Adstik Rosha. Kadosh Baruch Hu does not allow Beis Din to make mistakes. And that's the idea that we're markev in it in the beginning of Sanhedrin of base, that Kamishpot le'eloi kimu. Kadosh Baruch Hu is in the Mishpat, he's doing the Mishpat. Beker eloi kimishpat. He's the one in the Beis Din. And therefore, if a person comes out of Beis Din Zakai, don't worry, lo yadstik Rosha. Shmuel is not going to allow Rosha to go b'tzidkus. And even if it didn't come in Beis Din, he'll get punished a different way. And similarly, it works the opposite. If someone is punished by Beis Din, that means this person deserved to be punished. Because Shmuel will not allow Beis Din to make a mistake and cause an oynish to somebody who doesn't deserve it. So if Eidim Zomemim come and they testify, and their edus is miskabelis, is accepted, and the person in the nidoin is actually killed, it means he deserved to die. And therefore you don't punish Eidim Zomemim. Obviously the Zomemim will have a cheshbon shamayim that they lied, but at the end of the day, their lie brought to something that was supposed to happen. Therefore you don't punish them with Kaasher also. Only Kaasher Zamam, he attempted to do it and it wasn't successful. So Adrabah, the fact that he wasn't successful, that is the proof that this edus is a real sheker and he needs to be punished for it. The Maharal, the Beragoy, the Berasheni brings this Ramban and he adds more to it. He said, in order for edus ksheira to be accepted in Beis Din, there's so much to it. You need asra, you need a Kabbalah edus, you have chakiros and drishos. One can think to himself, if you're asking so much, edus will never be accepted in Beis Din. Elama, we believe that Kadosh Baruch Hu is the one running the world. Kadosh Baruch Hu gave the Yonim a responsibility. That responsibility is defined in the Torah. There's very clear guidelines. So if someone comes to Beis Din and they cannot punish him because the edus is not exactly intact, don't worry. Kadosh Baruch Hu will take care of this person. Beis Din should not do it because Beis Din are not the ones that are fixing the world. They do what Kadosh Baruch Hu wants them to do. And that's why we're now worried if a person did an Aveiro, we didn't have a straw, we didn't have a way to punish him, the edus had some contradictions. The only time Beis Din is punishing is when they're allowed to punish and when it works well. If not, everything else Kadosh Baruch Hu is taken care of. So whatever happens in Beis Din is supposed to happen in Beis Din. And that's the idea of Kaasher Zamam v'lo Kaasher also. If it happened in Beis Din, it means it was supposed to happen. The Maharal adds another nekudo. We spoke about it in a previous year. Just say it here in short. It's a very deep nekudo. He says, when there's a machshava in the world, the machshava is not yet implemented in the world. The machshava is trying to come and be effective in some way. We explained in a previous year that this world is the world of the Maaseh. That's the world where action's happening. The machshava is the framework, is the beginning of the process. You start with a machshava and you bring it out to fruition through the Maaseh. If there is a machshava in the world and it didn't come to Maaseh, it's trying to be effective in some way. And if the original machshava was not effective, it will come out in a different way. It says that's the pasuk in Esther that says by Haman, Yoshu machshavta el roishay. His machshava, he had a machshava, but it didn't come to fruition, so it comes on him. He brings the mashal of someone throwing a stone on the wall, and it hits back to him. So the machshava is trying to be effective. It doesn't land. It goes back to the original source. So he merely says that's the pshat. Eidim Zomemim, when they have a machshava to do something wrong, if it wasn't effective, it goes back to them. But if it was effective, even though it was not supposed to be that way, but it was, so that machshava doesn't come back and hits them back. And that's the oimer, Kaasher Zamam v'lo Kaasher also. Once it was also, that machshava is gone. So now he has to be punished in Shamayim. But if the machshava is still in the level of machshava, then it comes and hits them back. The machshava goes back to its original source. Anyone who wants to join Shom Machshava email us to WhatsApp group is email shomachshava@gmail.com.